Cheers, love. The cavalry's here. I'm Ricky Widmer, along with...
Torbjorn, ready to work.
No, you're not Torbjorn.
Right hard, right hard, right hard.
Try again.
Winston, reporting for duty.
This is Johnny Karlic, and today we're talking Overwatch, the new hero Orisa. What should we expect? Stay tuned.
But we have to move on to our next topic. And Ricky, what time is it?
It's high noon.
We're talking Overwatch. So we got ourselves a new hero, a tank named Orisa. And they pulled the wool over our eyes because I thought we were getting Doomfist.
Everyone thought we were getting Doomfist. I mean, this was something where it was kind of for weeks where it was like they introduced this with Doomfist, this. Terry Crews actually came to the Blizzard headquarters. We have video of him online reading, just unofficially reading for the role of Doomfist. And
I would be excited for that.
Although we didn't get Doomfist here, we're getting Orisa. This is, to me, the start of Doomfist. Yeah. This is the start of it. Because the thing is, this origin story, if you guys haven't looked into it, fascinating origin story for Orisa. Because Blizzard has kind of been throwing us hints for the past couple days of what is going on. They released a mock interview with a citizen from New Bonnie, a little gifted child. Yeah. Effie, however you want to pronounce it.
I think they said it was Effie.
Effie, I believe. And she was like, she's kind of gifted with robotics. She's really, really gifted. Like, she really knows how to work
enough for a scholarship.
Robotics. Enough for a scholarship. We get then an attack on the New Bonnie airport where they're OR-15s, I believe they're called.
Yes.
Like, one's lodged in the wall. There's others that are broken down. And in that photo that they released, they even put the detail to in the very far right corner, bottom right, they put photo credit, Effie, blah, blah, blah. So they put her name as the photo credit. So she was there at the airport. Mock interview. She's at the airport. Then they release another little thing of, it's a list that Effie has of what she needs for an invention that she is making, with one of them already crossed out. The vocal module was already crossed out. I'm assuming she got that in the airport attack, and then shortly after that, boom, here's the new hero. Here is Orisa. So basically what she is, she's one of those OR-15s that we saw smashed up, which I'm assuming it's Doomfist, because in the New Bonnie map now,
I think they said it was Doomfist.
His gauntlet is gone.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where he took his gauntlet. And now to protect the city from the imminent threat of Doomfist, she creates Orisa, who's kind of like a souped-up OR-15.
Yeah, it's a remodel of the OR-15. You look at the old OR-15s, it's got a new head now. It actually has more of a personality from what they've described the other ones are, because those are just protecting drones. And
I like how in the video it's like, I am the OR-15. No, you're not. You need a name. How about Orisa?
Yep.
And it's boom, there's your name. It's like Effie said, every good hero needs a name.
And obviously it's kind of cool. They just took OR-15 and added an A at the end and just kind of Orisa.
No, I got it. Well, an essay, because it's two S's. So I guess it was.
Is it two S's?
I didn't even think about that. A 5 could be an S.
Yeah, exactly.
So I didn't even think about that. O-R-I
1-5
is I-S, and then an essay at the end.
Yeah.
Wow. That just went right over my head. But
I'm finding those for you, buddy.
I want to lay this out, because we're going to get into the functionality and the different kind of the different things that Orisa is going to do. If you're playing on computer, obviously you can mess around with this character in the PTR servers. We're PlayStation guys when we play Overwatch, so we don't have access to the PTR, so we got to wait until she gets put on the live servers. But the little disclaimer I wanted to put out there for the people in the comment section out there in YouTube land and anyone listening on Blog Talk Radio, me and Johnny are two vastly different Overwatch players.
That's putting it lightly.
We are like different. Like, if I'm the United States, you're China or Australia.
Thanks.
Like, you are on the complete opposite side of the world than I am when it comes to how we play Overwatch. Because I'm the very competitive side. I play strictly competitive play. I play to win. If I lose, and I lose a lot of games in a row, there have been times where I've come up swinging, basically, where it's like, oh, shit, that's a TV. I probably shouldn't throw that. Not the controller. I can always buy a new one of those. It's the TV that's a little bit more expensive.
He's got to find somewhere else to aim.
Yeah, I got to find somewhere else to aim because I just come up looking to chuck. Where Johnny is I'm going to play quick play. I'm going to fuck around. What hero haven't I tried out next? And then, like I said, it's a very different experience from when I played.
I like being
Johnny
a little bit more
plays.
diverse in my characters.
Yeah, you're a little... Johnny, who do I want to play this time? It's a very simpler way to play that I wish I was able to do. I just am not.
I think it's more of who do I want to lose as?
Yeah, who do I want to lose as? Because good thing I'm playing on quick play. So everyone doesn't get angry at me for picking like Hanzo or Genji or Sombra. Because if you pick those in competitive play, people are going to get angry at you. But Orisa's got several different abilities. Yeah. The first one she's got is her cannon, which I believe holds like 200 rounds. 200 rounds. I think it's been estimated at 17 seconds before refill. And the one thing that's interesting with it is it's not going to have a huge kind of spray. It's very compact. It can, from what I've seen in the videos that we've watched, it can go for some distance. Before even spreading, The interesting thing about it's projectile. So it's not going to be like, oh, I can shoot at it and it's going to hit read. No, well, let's say like Johnny's running. I'm going to actually have to aim in front of you so that you can run into the projectile. Yeah. So she's got that weapon, and then she's got some basic abilities. The first one we are going to look at is, to me, the more interesting one is her ability, which is called Fortify. Yeah. And basically what it is she just... boom, kind of turns all gold into this gold metal, reduces damage by, I think it's 50%. 50%. Yeah. And then what's even better is any movement abilities. So May's kind of ice radius with her ultimate. So her freeze that would normally freeze you. Whenever Reinhardt goes hammer down, that won't affect you. Anytime Pharah, the player I love to play, whenever I go get back, guess what? You ain't get back. You're going to stay right back where you are because of that Fortify. To me, I wanted to start with this ability because, let's be honest, that's probably the most OP ability she has. Yeah, no, definitely. To reduce damage by 50% and not be affected by movement impairing effects. Yeah, exactly. So you can actually, what do you call it? It's just she turns all gold. No, what's the Fortify. Fortify. So you can fortify and you can still fire and move around. So while your Reinhardt or any of these other attacks are happening, you fortify and you can start firing right back at them, which is pretty impressive. This makes this character pretty OP just with that ability alone. Well, and it's interesting to me, how are you going to use it? Is this going to be an ability where you're going to have to use it a lot? Where it's like, okay, I am just saving this for when I need when I hear hammer, fortify. Or when I hear May, the little sound she makes or the voice line she says when she throws out her eco drone. Or like when I hear get back, is it going to be, I hear those vocal lines, boom, hit the button, then I fortify? Or is it going to be something where I'm going to use this a lot just because, boom, I can take less damage and still fire? Well, actually, you can do it either way. If you want to just save them for when those big attacks are coming, that's fine too. But like when you're down some of those ones that have just alleyways and you have little to no cover until you can, like, you have to run one to the other. Yeah. You can, as soon as you get ready to run, fortify, run to the next cover, and then unfortify and let it charge again. Well, and it's going to have, I believe right now it has a 10-second cooldown. Yeah. So after it finishes, boom, 10 seconds until you can use it again. And to me, it's one of those things also where I know this isn't exactly like what it's used for, but let's say even if Pharah goes, boom, ultimate, justice range from above, and she's blasting you, you can fortify, boom, half the damage. Exactly. So you're taking half of that ultimate damage, and then let's say a Mercy flies in, or a Zenyatta at that time goes, oh crap, let me put an orb on you. It's one of those things where that to me is going to be the more, like, usually when they put out new characters within the first week or so, like Bastion. Yeah. They unveiled a new Bastion. One of his abilities was Ironclad. Guess what we got this past week? News that they are now nerfing that ironclad.
Yeah, what was
because
it, 35 to 20%?
Yeah, when he's in turret or tank mode, he takes 35% less damage. They're changing it to 20% just because
And you know what?
It's so overpowered. I played against him today, so overpowered, especially like the one I was playing against just had a Mercy just pumping him.
See, and that's the thing. They'll probably eventually bring her down some, just like they did Bastion.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to make the characters too OP or it's too easy to win with that character.
Or like with Sombra, where she was released and it was like, maybe we got to tweak some things because people aren't using her.
Yeah.
They're not. I don't see them doing that with Orisa. I feel it's going to be the other side where she could get nerfed.
Yeah, just like Bastion.
And then one of the other abilities that she has is she'll have a shield that she'll shoot out from her left arm, which is basically like a stationary Reinhardt shield.
Yeah, which is pretty cool because now let's think of it this way. You have that shield, you have the ironclad. So this is a very defensive character.
I like how you and I thought of the same thing. I'll just put it in front of a Bastion.
Yeah.
Just put it right in front of a Bastion.
Or like we said too, you get a Reinhardt shield with that. You get a Reinhardt paired with her. You have that double shield now. So like when one breaks, you have the other one set up until she can recharge and throw another one out.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I think of, and this is more technical side of it, like I said, this is the competitive side of it I'm thinking of is the map Eichenwald, where there's that choke point right at the beginning where you come out and if you're coming out as the attacking team, you turn to the right, turn to the left, and there's that little bridge with the two buildings.
Yeah, no, I do.
Right before you get to, and then you get into the area with where there's the building and then the capture the points on the other side. What I could see happening is one of two things. Either one, you kind of match up Orisa and Reinhardt to where Reinhardt stands at that choke point, but then also it's like, oh, wait, you know what, Reinhardt, boom, I'm going to throw my shield in front of you so that you can throw your little projectile that he has, or the fact where it's like, boom, I'm going to throw someone's getting past your shield, I'm throwing a shield in front of you so projectiles can't, so you can drop yours, turn around, and just swing at one of the guys that got past your shield.
Exactly.
So you can kind of duel up and kind of pair those shields, pick and choose to own that choke point. Or, like I said, our minds are on the same place. Oh, here's a Bastion. Boom, there's a shield.
Yeah. So you can, why not have all three of them and just double shield? You got two turrets at that point because she's got, what, 200, we said 200 rounds before reload. And then you got Bastion just go straight into turret mode right there.
Yeah.
And you got Reinhardt that when the shields are flip-flopping, when he doesn't have his, just swinging away. And then have a Mercy, like you said, or
just right behind him.
A healer, healing everyone.
And that's we're talking very much in the defense position for that. Another reason why...
I'm better at that than offense.
One of the things I think I like her ability in theory more with a Bastion is because the thing with Reinhardt's that I love you. I love you, Reinhardt players who try to get right in front of me when I'm Bastion. Because I get it. You're trying to protect me.
Get behind me. I'll be your shield.
The one thing that they do is some of them block you. And it's like, great, I can't see through your fat ass. Could you move your fat ass to the right or the left so that I can see who I'm shooting at? Because I can't just shoot to shoot because I'll probably miss and guess wrong. That's just how I am. Usually what I say is usually the wrong answer. So I like the possibility, even though it's only 900 damage or 20 seconds, I like, boom, putting hers in front of a Bastion because then it's like, here's your shield. Bastion still can see everything in front of him and no view is kind of blocked. Her third ability, this is one that I know that, you know how I said Fortify is probably going to get nerfed?
Yeah.
This one will be interesting to see how people react to it. Because basically what it is we all know Zarya with her the Graviton Surge that pulls everyone into her one location.
Yeah.
She shoots out the orb, and anyone close by on the opposite team gets sucked into it. And they are just sitting there. Well, what Orisa does is she shoots out a green orb and then detonates it, And when she detonates it, it's kind of like a mini graviton surge. Any enemies that are close to it get slowed and also get pulled into it. I think this ability is going to piss people off.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be the one that people complain about most because you think about it this way. What you could pair that with, a diva self-destruct, like, okay, Orisa pops in, pulls them in, and while they're pulling in, diva, boom, gets out of her mech, throws the self-destruct at them. I could also see a pop pull, boom, Pharah from above, pop pull, Reinhardt ultimate. There are so many different things. Pop pull, a Bastion ultimate. You can do so many things with that. Even a soldier ultimate, which is really just boom, no aiming. I just get to shoot anything.
Yeah. Well, not just that. You don't even need ultimate. You guys got someone that has a nice, fast range of fire. Let's say a
Bastion in turret mode.
Exactly. He's like you get that thrown out there, and while you're doing that, he gets set up somewhere and just ready to fire, and
or just a Pharah up above, just pop, pop, pop.
Hell,
pop,
you have both
pop.
of them on the team. You're just going to take them all out at that one point because they're all going to get pulled in, even if you're hiding now, which is the other thing we saw. And you can throw it like at somewhere that's kind of like, hey, the enemy's around the corner. Throw it out in the hypotenuse of where they're all at.
And you know what I wonder if that's going to do? I wonder if it's going to be used where, let's say it's a Bastion in a doorway, and he's hiding in cover. Oh, I'm going to throw it out in front of that doorway. If when it pulls the Bastion out, if it's going to be one of those things where, oh, this could be a counter to Ironclad, where because as he's getting pulled, he gets, bam, taken out of turret mode and he's back into recon mode.
That would be interesting. And let's see what they're going to do with that because... Yeah, like you said, the Ironclad for him is to be not have to be affected by those. But then does this new experience now change him into his recon mode? Does he get to just say no, you can't pull me out, or does it just move him in recon mode?
Yeah,
or in turret mode.
I think what they do is if it pulls them, it's going to take him out of turret mode and into recon mode.
Yeah.
And the last ability is her ultimate. We're going to save that for last, of course. This one is basically like it's a little kind of vase that she puts down.
Yeah.
And it's basically like a Mercy power-up where Mercy has the thing where it's, oh, I'm powering you up, and it's the blue beam. This is just, oh, an ally's in line of sight of it. Boom, you're powered up.
Yeah, any ally, she just places it down, and any ally within the vicinity powered up, so you could just...
And I mean, it doesn't last forever. I mean, if the enemies kill it, it goes away, but it does have a certain time limit.
I think
it's
20 seconds as well.
I think it's 20 seconds, and then it goes away.
Yeah.
I was going to say like 15 to 20 seconds.
I mean, it's like any power-up. It doesn't last a long time.
And then it goes away, but even that's one where it's like, I just think of that being like, okay, we're defending a point. Bam, put that down. Power it up, especially if it's like a big kind of last push, just bam, put that thing down and just power everyone up around you.
I got one for that one.
Okay.
So let's say this matchup we've been talking about. So we got our Reinhardt, we got our Orisa.
Okay.
Throw our Bastion right out there, and the healer, and one more, right? We get one more after that, or did I hit all five?
We get six. We get six heroes on a team.
One more.
So you got 2 tanks in Orisa and Reinhardt. Bastion, your healer, you get 2 more.
So you know what? I really...
You need some DPS.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever you want to pick. At that point, whatever you want to pick, because we have
really with the DPS, it's just like, play anything.
Well, because you know what you're saying. At the final push, if you're let's say you're defending, or even offense, I don't know that this tactic works quite as well, but now you have double shield, you have double firepower, you have Reinhardt on the defense with a lot of the right up melee. That's what I'm thinking of. But then you throw down that power up right there,
and you can even put it, if it's a payload, you could drop that thing on the payload.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
And then I know that's kind of one where it's like, well, it's kind of out there, and the other team just has to shoot at it. But if they don't even notice you, put it right on the payload. Anyone around that payload, boom, blue beams right to them.
Hey, you know what? Throw your Bastion and turret mode on there. Throw it on the payload. Throw the shield in front of him. Have the Reinhardt on the other side. swinging away anyone that comes near the payload, and just
or with just the shield from the Reinhardt.
well, I'm saying you have the Reinhardt hold the shield, but anyone that gets too close, melee and throw the shield back up.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting for how Orisa will be used.
Yes, I agree. I mean,
And it's going to be interesting to see what people complain about, because when new heroes get thrown out, everybody there's always one thing
There's gotta be something.
everyone complains about, and it gets nerfed.
yeah, you know what? It would be interesting to see what they nerf on her, because right now she is a pretty OP character.
She, on paper, seems pretty overpowered.
Yeah, but it will be interesting to see how her gameplay is. I'm going to go with she's a pretty just defensive character, but I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Well, with me, this is something where we needed a new tank. And the way I say that is, if you look at the characters that have been added since launch, we got Ana, who is a support character. We got Sombra, who is a DPS character. Yeah, we haven't gotten a defensive character, but it's one of those things where we were due for a tank. Because guess what? I'm kind of thinking in my head that when we get Doomfist, he might not be a tank. He might be a defense player.
Might be very good.
Because we don't know what they're going to do. They still have Doomfist to come out with. He could even be a tank. I could be totally wrong. Or he could be a defense hero, because we haven't gotten a new defense hero since launch, I believe. I believe Sombra, because she's DPS, and then Ana, which is a support hero. We haven't gotten that defense hero.
Yeah.
That new one since launch. We've gotten a lot of revamps of the defense heroes, but we haven't had that new one come out. I think right now on paper she looks way too overpowered.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see what they nerf of her after she goes live, or if they tweak her before she goes live. But the one thing is, I can't wait to figure out the counters for her. What players or what heroes are going to be good counters for Orisa when we actually get her to the live play and when she's out there for everyone to use.
That's true.
But this is where I'm gonna let them. You guys tell us what you guys think down below in the comment section. Let us know what you guys think about Orisa, about the abilities. Is she overpowered? If you've played with her on the PTR, let us know what you think of actually getting your hands on her as well.
Thank you everyone for watching the Rick and Johnny podcast. Click right here to watch another squanchy video, and let's get rickety wrecked!